It's 2025 and you're saying to yourself, it's time to get PMP certified. But before you get certified, you gotta ask the question, do I qualify to take this exam? Am I allowed to take this exam? What are the requirements? In this video, we're going to be answering those questions. I'm Andrew Ramdiel. I am the author of the world's best-selling study guide, PMP Exam Prep Simplified. I'm also the creator of Udemy's best-selling course with over 410,000 students. I've taught over 550,000 people to pass this exam. Let's get started. So the PMP is a vastly different exam than how you would have a CompTIA, a Microsoft, an AWS or Amazon exams. Vastly different. In a lot of those exams, all you have to do is cough up the money, pay the vendor, and go take the test, and that's all you would need to do. As long as you got money, they got exams. Well, PMI doesn't do that. So PMI, the Project Management Institute that creates the PMP exam or administers it or owns it, they're the one that sets these requirements, and they have a pretty big requirement list that you need to meet. So let's go check it out. So the first thing up, remember something, PMI is the makers of the PMP exam, the Project Management Institute. Let's go here and check out this site here. So here I am at pmi.org. Right now it is March 2025, and we're going to go to certification, and we're going to go down to PMP. And right off the bat here, it tells us some pretty cool statistical information. Number one, it says, hey, you're going to have to show 3 to 5 years experience. So I know that's coming up. It's 180 questions, 230-minute exams. It's quite a lot. Now, it is offered in 16 languages. All right, and you can put the mouse over this information point, and it tells you what languages those are. I'm going to scroll down, though. I'm looking for the qualifications. All right, that's what I'm looking for. And right in the middle of this page here, more towards the top, I have, hey, before you apply, make sure you meet one of the following sets of certifications. Let's go see what they are. And this is what this video is about. So the first thing up I have here is set A. So set A is you need a high school diploma or secondary school, and you need to show a minimum of 60 months or 5 years of experience leading, directing, and managing projects within the past 8 years. And you need to have 35 hours of project management education and training. By the way, this is across the board for all three of them. You're going to have to show 35 hours of project management education and training, or you can show a CAPM. Now, my course, you can get my course in the book. You can get it on Udemy. All the links are below. You can get my live training, my live boot camps, and so on. That will give you that 35 hours. So that last bulleted points, get my course, get the books, and so on. That'll give you that. So if you have a high school diploma, an associate degree, a GED or general equivalency diploma in the United States, or something that is globally equivalent to that, you would fall under set A. You're going to have to show 5 years experience within the last 8 years. Now, if you have a bachelor's degree or higher, this is going to be bachelor's, master's, PhD, you need to show 36 months of experience, or basically 3 years, leading and managing projects within the past 8 years. So both of these here within the last 8 years. Again, that 35 hours. Set C is going to be a little different. Set C is if you have a bachelor's degree or higher from what's called a GAC accredited program. Now, you would have to verify if the university you've been to is GAC accredited. Very few are. More than likely, your university is not. The list is very small. You would have to speak with your university to see if they are. If you do that, if you have a bachelor's degree from there, you'd only need to show 24 months of experience. Same thing, leading and managing projects within the last 8 years, and you still need that 35 hours. So that's going to be the three sets of or ways to qualify. So I don't think most people have a GAC degree. 99% of people don't. So you're either going to basically, most of us is going to fall into set A or set B. So if you have anything under a bachelor's degree, associate degree, high school diploma, you got to show 5 years of experience within the last 8 years. If you have a bachelor's degree and above, you're going to have to show 3 years of experience within the last 8 years. Now, let's get more in depth into this. It says within the last 8 years. Right now, it's March 2025. 8 years ago, going back was 17. Let's go back to April 2017 to now March 2025. The question I would ask you guys is, do you have, let's say you have a, let's go with the assumption everybody has a bachelor's degree. Do you have 3 years or 36 months of experience within those last 8 years? It doesn't have to be consecutive, and it could be any project. It doesn't matter what the project is. So, and by the way, it doesn't have to be consistent. You can show experience. Maybe you have a year of experience in 2018, 2021, and 2024. That would count. Maybe you did a project for 2 years in 2018, 2019, and then you didn't do a project back until 2023. That still counts. Maybe you have one project that you've been working on, 21, 22, 23, done. Your application is very small. Now, you're going to have to document these projects in an application in the course. I'm going to show you how to do that. If you get my live coaching program, if you get the live bootcamp, I'm going to actually review your applications for you personally. If you do the self-paced, there's a whole hour-long video course in it I have on how to document your project, how to use AI to generate all your descriptions. So it's tedious and long to document your projects, but it's not hard. All right, it's tedious and long, but it's not hard at all. So you're going to have to document your projects in a PMI application. Now, if you're sitting there right now and you're thinking, man, I did these projects. I wasn't the project manager. Do I qualify? Here's how you see it. So it says directing. Let's go back to the screen. It says here, leading and managing projects. Okay. So I want to point that out. You don't have to be the official project manager. In fact, most people never have the title of project manager. Very few people ever have that title as, oh, I'm a project manager. Very few people have that title. All right. But you have to do the work. It's not the title that matters. It's the work that matters. Did you manage the team? Did you manage a part of the team? Were you managing the schedule? Were you managing the budget? Were they co-project managers? Was there a whole project management team? Maybe you were part of that team and you were managing a specific aspect of the project. All of that counts. So, for example, let's say you were working on a big project and you manage a few team members under you to complete a certain amount of work. That counts. Maybe you were a project manager. You managed the entire project. Obviously, that counts too. So keep in mind, it's not about the title. It's about the work. Maybe you didn't do much on a project, but it was a big project and you managed the budget. That counts too. So as you can see, a lot of work that a lot of people do actually qualifies to become PMP, to actually take this exam. So don't think you don't. Now, here's what I recommend you do before you apply, before you buy the books and the courses and you start getting into this. Sit down and fill out an Excel sheet or just write it on pen and paper and ask yourself if you qualify. Because the first thing you want to do is to document, but you could do this. So here's what I did. I came up with an Excel sheet. It just has basically 4 columns. I say project name, start date, end date. Let me zoom in on this. Makes it a lot easier. Project name, start date, end date, and number of months. So let me show you. Let me give you. I just typed this in. I just literally typed this in like a second ago. Project name, let's say, and this is how I'm putting my thoughts together. This is how I'm starting to list my projects to see if I qualify or not. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to say network upgrade. So maybe I did a network upgrade project. I did this from January 2018 to, let's say, March 2018. And how many months was that? January, February, March, 3 months. Now, it doesn't matter whether it's part-time or full-time. You just put it in there. Maybe I did a dev project. All right. Maybe I did a dev project. Let's say I did this from, let's say, September 2020 to December 2021. Right. So that's a long project. So whole of 21, that's 12 months. Then September, October, November, December, plus 4 months. There's 16 months. Yes. It's not 15 months, guys. It's September, October, November, December, plus 12. Come on now. I know I did this earlier and people were like, hey, Andrew, no, that's 15. No, it's 16 months. 19 months so far. So I just did a sum function. Now, this is videos not to teach you Excel. All right. I would just keep adding in. Maybe I add a few more projects. I'm already up 19 months. And I would just keep doing this until I see that I have enough months for my experience. Once again, if you have under a bachelor's degree, you got to get this number here to 60 months. If you have a bachelor's and above, you got to get this number to 36 months, and it all has to be within the last 8 years. All right. Again, most experience qualify. Your job title doesn't matter as long as you were doing the work. Now, one other question I get is, does my project qualify? Well, most projects do. It doesn't matter whether it's an IT project, it's an advertising project, it's a construction project. It doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter what kind of work you were doing. Whether it was painting a wall, it was installing network cable, it was running electrical cable or installing circuits, whether it was developing software or coding, it doesn't matter the work as long as it was a project. That is all that matters and nothing more. So I think most of you guys qualify. I think a lot of people overthink this too much. It's not a complex process. The hardest part about this is to fill out the application. That's the hardest part, in my opinion. And in the course, we're going to cover that. If you do the live course, if you do my live coaching program, if you do my live boot camps, you have me as your coach. I'm going to review your application. I'm going to give you more insight, and I'll tell you what to type in there. If you buy the e-learning course, there's a whole hour-long video on it, templates that you can use to get the actual description done correctly. So hopefully you guys found this video informative. This is a common question I get. I actually made this video because people email me a lot. People send me LinkedIn messages. By the way, follow me on LinkedIn. I post quite a lot of useful tools and tips for PMs. I got a lot of people that ask me the question of, hey, Andrew, here's my experience. You think I qualify? Hopefully this video is able to answer that question for you. Okay, guys, if you enjoyed this video and you enjoy content on how to pass exams and just make more money in life, hey, follow the channel, subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, and I'll see you in the next video.